Check your surveillance cameras. That's what De Pere police are asking residents after receiving more than 24 complaints about vehicle break-ins.
Police say these incidents took place on 2 separate nights earlier in the month, and they believe the same person is responsible. In a First Alert update, Samantha Cavalli explaining what police know right now and how residents can help protect their vehicles.
A string of car break-ins on De Pere's east side has left dozens of vehicle owners dealing with broken windows and stolen property.
All my valuables I don't keep out in my vehicle. I keep them all inside.
Investigators say many of the break-ins happened overnight in large open parking lots near Ridgeway Drive and East River Drive. Surveillance photos show a male wearing a hoodie and winter jacket looking into vehicles like this one.
I just think it's wild, honestly. You'd think that there'd be a little more respect on everything and everyone's property, but some people just don't get that, I guess.
On December 3rd and December 11th, police say they responded to nearly 25 total calls of service in this area regarding vehicle break-ins. They believe that the incidents and the suspects behind them are connected,
resulting in approximately 18 windows that were broken from the vehicles and about $9,000 estimated of damage and items stolen.
Detective Rates says the suspect looks for valuables in plain sight, attempts to open car doors, and if locked, breaks windows to get inside, making the crimes quick and quiet.
Because just breaking the window on most modern vehicles don't set off the alarm, so that's why they just break the window out and then grab the high value items in that vehicle.
Residents are urged to keep valuables out of sight. Police ask anyone with camera footage from 3 to 6 a.m. on December 3rd or 11th to report suspicious activity. Contact the De Pere Police Department with any information. Reporting in De Pere, Samantha Cavalli, Action 2 News.